Welcome to the Bench Podcast. My name is Joey, joined as always by my brother and co-host Angel. What's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Peace.
Peace.
Shout out to McKenna Coffee Shop.
Yeah.
For that beautiful hat. Over at the producer's desk, registered Packers owner Gabe Tovar and 6'5" on a good day, AJ Woodson.
What up?
How we doing, boys? Long day.
Oh, yeah. It's been
Long
a
day.
very
It's been a very long day.
It's
sure.
what is it, Wednesday?
I don't know.
It feels like a hump day.
So.
Hump day. Hump day. On today's episode, we're going to get into the news, including the Justin Jefferson and Christian McCaffrey monster contract extensions, history-making contract extensions, and, of course, finish up with the last to first team favorites that we have. Me and Angel will share ours, and I feel like Sumi's in disagreements there. So looking forward to that. If you're watching here on YouTube for the first time, welcome to the channel.
Hola.
Go ahead and subscribe. I hate that.
For our Spanish speakers.
Look,
you gotta be equal.
You gotta learn all the languages now. Just do that now.
Yes.
Thank you,
International
Gabe.
Week is back.
International. Oh, God, you remember that? Sorry. Sorry. That's
International Week.
No, there was
so unnecessary.
There was a time where we put on our friend group chats. I'd be like, guys, International Week. I'm only speaking in other languages. They would have no idea what I'm saying.
So you were ignored for the whole week.
It was so funny too. It wasn't even a week. It would be like a month.
It's just fun.
Go ahead and subscribe, turn those notifications as we cover the NFL, fandom, everything around the NFL as well. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, thanks for joining the audio version of the Bench Podcast. Like, subscribe, turn notifications, leave a review, all those different things. Of course, follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, follow the show Between the Show, the guys between the show. We're doing a cool countdown. I'm actually pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
92 days left until the NFL
Also, 100%
season.
done by you. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. I didn't want to.
Little shout out. No, because I don't know how to make that shit. So and you do.
Check out benchshow.com. Sign up for the weekly bench report. When the season starts, you're going to want to make sure you're signed up for this weekly email with free fantasy info, free fantasy rankings, so much stuff, little videos, maybe even a little personal message, maybe even some giveaways. Who knows? But make sure you're signed up for that. And then, of course, catch up on the bench beat, articles about fandom, fantasy, and all things NFL. Wanted to do a quick reminder about a little something that we have going on right now, and that is National Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, right?
Yes.
The month of June is, and as a part of that, we are partnering with the Face It Foundation, a foundation that supports those men struggling with mental health. And if you use our code BENCHD 76826, you'll get not only 15% off Dad Gang hats, but also half of that profit will be donated to the Face It Foundation in support of men's mental health. So take advantage of that. Okay, boys, I got some birthdays for you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
This is for June 6th, and I like this one.
Here we go.
It's a fun one.
Let's do it.
Happy birthday, Lily from Modern Family. That's Aubrey Anderson Emmons.
Yeah.
Older sister, right? She's the older sister?
Youngest.
No, she's the
youngest one on the show.
She's
Second youngest.
I thought Lily was the other daughter, the adopted daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Lily.
I'm off. Great show, by the way.
Lily. That's Aubrey Anderson Emmons. Never knew her name, actually.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Carol Baskin. Good old Carol Baskin.
Oh, man. What a flashback.
Man, that was
From
such...
Tiger King, Gabe. From Tiger King. Yeah, Carol Baskin.
Wow.
I don't know if I've ever hated a character so much. I hate her.
She was in so many rap songs.
Yeah.
And during that era. Dude, that's like middle of COVID. That's why it's kind of hard.
Isn't it crazy that's nostalgic now?
Yeah.
The early days of
Truly
COVID.
is.
Yeah. It really is. Because it's some things came out at that time and it just
Yep.
always be tied to that.
All right, just a little confession. I have no idea what happened because I've never watched the show.
You ever watched Tiger
I don't
King?
even know what the story is even about. I have
Tiger.
no idea.
Who
We
becomes
can't
king.
explain it.
This tiger becomes king.
Exactly. That's
It
all.
beats
That's
the apes.
it's like, wow. What does Carol have to do with it?
Happy birthday, Jason Isaacs. You guys know who that is?
Oh, Jason.
From The Patriot, the bad guy.
Harry Potter.
Oh,
Silly boy.
Very good.
Did he die?
I can't do a good him.
One of the best villains. I mean, one of the
Yeah.
scariest villains
Yeah.
I've seen in a movie. What a great movie.
Yeah.
Patriot.
Also, he's a pretty big villain in Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is a huge villain in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that. But yeah, I mean, he's awesome.
Lucius.
He's awesome.
He's also in Black Hawk Down.
He's just nailed that sinister,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like
I don't know why-
smart.
I don't know why he doesn't do more. He's like such a perfect bad guy.
Let's get him in the MCU, man.
No, I don't want to ruin it. Well, actually, it's all
Yeah, I
ruined.
can
It's
see
already
that.
ruined.
Never mind. Let's
We
just
can only
put
get
it
better.
Happy 56th birthday, Paul Giamatti.
Oh.
Love me some Paul Giamatti.
You're saying all these names. It's like I know who this person
Jerry
is.
Heller from Straight Outta Compton. The shady,
awesome.
the shady manager.
Awesome actor.
He's
yeah.
a great actor.
I was
actor.
going to ask you guys, what's your favorite thing? He's done so much.
His new movie,
The Holdovers.
The Holdovers.
Fantastic.
He's the lead in that.
He was nominated for Best Actor.
What's the one?
Phenomenal movie.
Also straight out of Compton too. Like I know
He's so good in that.
He's so
Big
good
Fat
in that movie.
Liar.
What's the
Big
one?
Fat Liar. Yeah.
Big Fat Liar. There you go.
Here,
That's the one I'm talking about.
I'll name a couple here. Yeah, Big Fat Liar, Planet of the Apes. Don't remember him that.
He might have been one of the apes.
San Andreas.
He is one of the apes in Planet.
Oh,
Is he really?
He's one of the apes in Planet of the
That's
Apes.
He
awesome.
probably did a great job. Yeah.
San Andreas, Saving Private Ryan. Pretty good in that
Oh
one
my
as well.
goodness, yes.
Yep.
He is. For
The
like a second.
Illusionist, The Truman Show, The Jungle Cruise. That movie sucked.
Horrible.
The Hangover. He was in The Hangover?
It's like the third one, I think.
He's that guy who's just in everything. You're like, oh, yeah. Hangover Part 2. No, Part 1 and 2.
Oh, he is in part 2. Yep.
God, this guy's
He's in part
some-
1?
He's not in part 1.
No.
No?
The Hangover.
No, he's not
I
in the first
don't
one. He's in
know.
the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Paul Giamatti, he's awesome. Happy birthday, DeAndre Hopkins. Good old
Hey,
D-Hop
D-Hop.
himself.
Yeah, dude.
Still doing it, man.
Dude, my instinct is that Hail
Yep.
Mary catch.
Yep.
him,
So good.
Those big old fucking hands up there grabbing the ball.
Yeah.
That's his defining moment so far.
But him on the Texans with young Deshaun Watson, pre-massage Deshaun Watson,
Yeah.
that was
Stre-
unstoppable.
Still stressed out.
Yeah.
Watson.
I know him from the Hard Knocks episode with what's the cornerback from the
Yeah,
Reds?
yeah.
See the ones
yeah.
that I forgot. homie.
D'Angelo Hall. Yeah.
I forgot,
I
boy. I forgot, boy.
And then he kicked his ass.
I don't know what that means, but I was scared.
Me neither.
Like,
Like,
dang,
like,
bro.
when he said, I was like, "Hey, you better watch."
No,
this."
and then what happened was that like the next time they ran a route, D'Angelo Hall got hurt during
he
trying to
didn't even
guard
put
him.
hands on him. He just broke his
Yeah.
ankles.
Yep.
He didn't put hands on him.
Nope. He went up, broke him down a little bit.
Yeah,
He
D-Hop.
just folded over.
Yeah.
He just folded.
In his prime, Diop was just a dog.
No, there's also that clip of that coach coming up to him pregame.
Yeah.
He's like, hey,
Oh,
man,
yes.
you one of the best in this
Yeah,
game. He's like,
I know.
That's the only way to answer.
I say that to my wife.
Might be a
He's,
stupid question.
I know.
I know. It might be done. He's Hall of Famer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer.
for
Okay,
sure.
just want to make sure.
Also, another dog here. Happy birthday, 25th birthday. Kenny Pickett, Eagles backup quarterback. Let's go, baby.
He's
Kenny,
already 25.
Kenny P. Yep, already a lifetime backup.
He'll be a decent backup quarterback though.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man, a
Remember,
career-
I tried to say
a
that a
career's
couple.
career.
Remember, I tried to say that a couple weeks ago. You're like, no, he's terrible.
You know what? Fuck it. He's terrible. He's not gonna be good.
Let's do some entertainment stuff. On this day, 1998, the debut of Sex in the City. People love that.
Honestly, I tried it.
How was it?
Horrible.
Four
Yeah.
horny
I got
women.
halfway through the second episode. I'm like, dude, no.
Really?
My sister loves it, though.
I love this one.
a
On this
woman's.
day, 2008, Kung Fu Panda. Why do I not watch that more?
My daughter loves it.
They're funny. It's
They're
Jack
great.
Black.
Yeah, they
it's
are.
a great
He's had
franchise.
a new one come out, right?
Yep,
Like
he's had the
just
fourth
a
one.
months ago. Yeah.
and it makes a ton of money too. It's a great series.
It's Jack Black.
This day in 2003, Too Fast, Too Furious, and I think Paul Walker's in this one.
That's the worst
Oh,
one.
that's the one with
Paul Walker's-
Rip from Yellowstone and Tyrese is the first.
Even Mendez.
Yeah.
Does it suck, really?
No Vin Diesel.
I think that's the worst one.
It's the worst one.
But that's a cool title, though. Too Fast,
Yeah.
Too Furious.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Now You See Me Too, 2016. I think both of those are great.
Yeah.
Great movies.
Now You See Me Too.
Yeah.
A couple of songs that don't really matter. Okay, those are the birthdays. Let's get into the news. All right, guys, the Giants are expecting tight end Darren Waller to retire from the NFL per at Jordan Rennan. The Giants will gain $11.6 million in cap savings and $2.5 in dead money. Not bad. And $4.9 dead money next year if he retires or is released. Decision expected to be made before the end of this week. He's retiring, maybe to make more terrible music.
Hey, when you say his name, I just crack up now.
He's gonna
Yeah.
go chart, man. He's going for the charts.
That's just what we did. What we saw him last. It's just what we saw you last
yeah.
was a terrible song with that awkward video.
Yeah, there's nothing quite as bad, I think, in my mind, than cringy, cheesy R&B music.
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
Like you can't be, you gotta, and it's
can't
a
fake
fine
it.
line.
Yep.
Can't fake
Yeah.
it.
You can't like sell out, but you have to sell out. That makes sense.
Like you got to be real about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You can't
You
like
can't have your head all like halfway in the sand with the water. That's weird.
That's the thing that gets me when he's like waiting for the wave, and you can see he's clearly bothered by the wave hitting him in the face.
He's clearly drowning.
Like, dude, come on, man.
You know what sucks is that he had a great story
He was
before this.
so
dude.
good.
He was a cool guy. He was, you know,
So
whatever.
good. Well, homegirl from WNBA kind of broke him, right?
Yeah, Kelsey
Kelsey
Plum.
Plum?
Yeah.
Then cast a girl that kind of looked like her in the music video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what the song's about, right?
I guess
it's
she
about-
stabs
yeah.
him in the back.
It's about
So much auto tune.
You know what I think of though when I see that video? Like, bro, your boys around you let you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
For
have been
real,
stopped.
yeah.
You should have been stopped.
Where is your boys? That's a perfect way of putting it.
I would never let one of you guys do that. Like you would sneak preview that video, and I'd be like, guys,
If you ever could let that out.
I understand that in the healing process you needed to do
Right.
this,
Yeah.
but the world doesn't need to see that.
Maybe that's that. Maybe
This is for your purpose.
yeah. Maybe that's just for you. Like
Yeah,
you
it's
watch
It's a
it.
lost video.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to hold this when you
Yeah.
need it.
No worries, guys. There's another tight end on the way to the NFL, and that's N'Keal Harry. Switching from wide receiver to tight end because that always works.
The only one that worked was Logan Thomas, kind of, because he was like a good tight end. But I don't think he was a wideout, though, was he? No,
I
he's
was
a
gonna say
quarterback.
how. That's exactly.
Oh, I'm thinking of the
Calvin
fullback
Benjamin.
spot.
Calvin Benjamin tried it.
It didn't work for him.
Benjamin,
either.
Yeah.
It never works.
People have tried it, but it's just
JJ Arthega-Whiteside.
Oh yeah.
It's just
God,
you-
he sucked.
Screw that guy.
It's just you become a partial lineman as a wideout. That's
Yeah.
not gonna. And he weighs 225.
6'4", 225. Not nearly big enough. There's an exercise that always kills me, but it's not my team. Let's do it. Top 5 receivers taken after N'Keal Harry in the 2019 draft. They could have had A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, and Deebo Samuel. Even these honorable mentions, like you could live with Darius Slayton, Mecole Hardman, Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah,
It's just a major miss.
Yeah, New England just fucked that one up. Imagine New England would have A.J. Brown or Metcalf. They would have never had all these problems.
Hey, but I just said his name. Didn't we do the same thing with JJ Arthega-Whiteside in this draft?
Eagles have done it.
Right.
Jalen
We
Reagor.
did it in this draft right
Yeah.
before all these guys.
If I remember correctly, too, we were all pumped about him when he came
Oh,
to
yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Everyone wanted that guy in their
Yeah.
team.
And there'll be these guys in this year's draft too.
For sure. Yeah.
Like that's why you got to kind of pump the brakes on these rookies because you literally never know. You know, look at Hunter Renfrow. Like he was I guess at least good for a couple years. Anyway, speaking of receivers doing things they're not usually doing, Titans wide receiver Treylon Burks worked as a gunner on special teams today.
I'm telling you.
Head coach Brian Callahan says Burks will need to prove himself as a contributor on special teams to make the game day roster if he isn't a full-time starter.
He's gonna get cut or traded. He's not making this team. If they're already doing this to him, and it's not even training camp. Yeah, he's gonna get cut.
Yeah,
or
that was my
traded.
question. This is just a bad. This because you're paying him. He's a first round pick. You're paying him a decent amount.
They're
You
gonna.
can't allocate that money to a special teams gunner. You just got to trade him.
I think they're just trying to prove to other teams that he can do other things besides be a very average wideout.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to say. But this sucks for him because all they did this offseason was get more weapons around him, so he can't really have the true breakout. I don't feel bad for him though. He was given an opportunity to break out. It's not on the Titans.
When?
Last year, the year prior, there was only
yeah.
like he was given an opportunity. He's got hurt or whatever happened, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just he's not going to be on the Titans very long.
I think with him, it's he got snake bit with those injuries in his rookie season. After he was balling out every time he got on the field. Then after they got D Hop, they got other guys. Will Levis was mostly down last year, up a couple times, but I believe in Treylon Burks still. I'd love to see him in a fresh start somewhere.
Will Levis was up a couple times. We've all seen it. My boy Will.
All right. Something that's been in the works for a few months, according to Ian Rappaport, the Browns have signed the battery of GM Andrew Berry from the Philadelphia Eagles and head coach Kevin Stefanski, both to extensions. Are you guys cool with this? Because we haven't seen Deshaun Watson work yet. And this is the GM. And, I know the coach doesn't make the moves, but this team signed off on the Deshaun Watson deal. We haven't seen it work yet. We haven't seen them go very far in the playoffs yet. How do you feel about them extending this team, even though there hasn't been a lot of success?
The roster is fantastic. That's why they're
Very true.
doing this. Like, I think because they did it without Watson last year, like, okay, so you're good at your job, not just good because you have Watson. Yeah, I think this is great. And they're both been proven like just like I said, we don't even need to start quarterback. We're gonna get this roster done. We got the right coordinators now. We have everything in place. Just need Watson. Watson's like the cherry on top now.
Yeah, I was playing devil's advocate. I think this is awesome.
Yeah.
I think this is what good organizations do. You have a good coach, you have a good GM. Don't overreact to good, bad seasons, a quarterback contract that could be a bust. These two guys are great.
Yeah.
And so it's not like the Browns that we grew up with. Usually they were firing people left and right,
Yeah.
Quarterbacks in and out. So I think this is a good, steady move for an organization that you may not win it in the next 5 years, but this sets you up just to be a good, solid organization for the long run. We got a Gunter report here.
Go.
Packers GM Brian Gutekunst said on the radio there in Green Bay that they would like to get a Jordan Love extension done before training camp. Here's the quote. We're in those conversations right now. Both parties want to get a contract done. Jordan Love possibly getting extended before training camp. Yes, please.
Yes. Also, they're seeing Jared Goff got $53 million. What the hell? We have to pay Jordan Love.
It is the time to sign Jordan Love.
You have to do it quick as you can because
if he wants to sign, you sign him right now.
yeah, because it's only going to get more. It's a quarterback, dude. And to be fair, they're set up nicely to do it. They have a bunch of rookies around him, like on that team.
If I'm Jordan Love, I'm not signing right now.
No,
That's exactly what I was thinking. So off the top of your head, which quarterbacks are still yet to be signed that could be signed either before or directly after him?
Trevor Lawrence.
Dak, Trevor
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence doesn't really scare me too much. I don't think Trevor Lawrence.
No, but he's gonna get $53 million per year.
He'll get
$53 million.
Okay, so Dak.
Dak, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Stafford's going to get paid one more time.
Did Tua get paid already?
Tua's about to get
Tua's
paid.
about to get paid. Yeah,
Tua's
so,
probably the guy you're looking at as a
Okay,
as
yeah,
a
we
comp.
do. Yeah, we do have to beat all those guys.
You got to sign him now. And if he breaks out this year, his numbers going to skyrocket.
That number's gonna go up even higher.
You know, and listen, why sign now? If you get hurt, if you tear your ACL and miss the season, no, I'm saying if he tears ACL and misses the season, some team will pay him next year.
Yeah.
He's not losing any value.
Yeah.
Like you would have to. I don't want to go there, but just I don't like this Jordan Love. I love this for the Packers.
Yeah.
You're like be celebrating, Gabe. The Packers pulled this off.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll talk to Gabe. I want to get Gabe's opinion, but like you transitioned pretty nicely in the last 20 years for quarterbacks. Like keep it going. Sign them long term. Don't even mess with like well we did it one time. We did it 3 times. We could keep on doing it. No, Jordan Love's your guy. I want to see the contract. I want to see the annual. That's a lot of money because he played well last year in the playoffs. That's what matters most.
Yeah, it's celebration time with us. I mean, Aaron Rodgers left less than two years ago. Now we're already talking about extending a future guy out there in the
Best case scenario.
mid-20s. Like, there's teams that are they're just hurting for a quarterback. We do it in like half a year. It's a beautiful time to be a Packer fan right now.
It's crazy where this guy has come from. Like you remember that after the Chiefs started,
His story, yeah.
after seeing him like play a couple times, I was completely out of him. I thought this guy can't play.
Yeah, when I saw him against Denver last year, I was like, oh, I'm not sure this guy has it because
crazy.
Because at the beginning of the season he would just do too much or do too. He didn't find the sweet spot. Towards the end and in the playoffs, he found the spot where he can operate. He felt comfortable. They have a ton of weapons around there. Good for him.
Good for him. Good for Green Bay. Let's move on now to the rival of the Packers and a new record deal for the Vikings and 3-time Pro Bowl receiver Justin Jefferson. 4 years, $140 million, $110 million guaranteed. Not only the highest paid receiver in NFL history, but the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. His deal includes $88 million due at signing. That's crazy to get a check for $88 million at signing. And the highest non-quarterback guarantee signing in NFL history. Also, side note, resets the wide receiver market.
I was going to say, happiest person in the world right now.
Also,
Jamar Chase. Yeah.
I think he beat the guaranteed money for a wideout by like $20+ million.
Jeez.
Like he elevated it so much.
Well, he beat the guarantee. Oh, yeah, the guarantee. Yeah, the guarantee for sure.
Yeah.
He's now the leader in per year. He beat Nick Bosa's 34. So he's now at 35 per year. I mean, just making more money than everyone.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one he's going out to dinner with where someone else should pick up the tab.
And well-deserved, too. Since he got in the league, he's been nothing but a superstar.
Yeah, and now the Vikings, man, Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson all secured through 2026. McCarthy, if you don't succeed, I think they should move on from you pretty quickly, right?
And next year, we just talked about all these quarterbacks who could be paid or are going to be free agents. Yeah, I think
That's crazy. If they get that quarterback spot right, their window can be open just as quick as any other team.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with all that talent.
Field Yates tweeted 5 of the 8 highest paid non-quarterbacks are now wide receivers. That's pretty impressive. It used to be pass rushers. CeeDee Lamb and Jamar Chase could jump into the top 5 as well. The wide receiver market is exploding, even during the year which we had a historic draft class. That's pretty incredible because usually when you see the kind of draft class that we think we just had, that no one wants to pay the vets because, like, no, there's new guys coming in. We'll get some guys for younger, but guys are still getting paid. Remember a couple years ago, no one wanted to pay a receiver?
Yep. Now everyone's paying them.
Now everyone wants 2 of them.
Also, this means, hey, dads out there, if you have a son, teach him to be a wideout. Don't not a running back, wide receiver.
This is a pretty good point here by Albert Breer. This is a good lesson for NFL teams. Waiting to do deals on stars is usually not good business. What we've been saying for months and months. Yep. The Eagles got Devonta Smith done. Amon-Ra St. Brown done with the Lions. Waddle done with the Dolphins. And now they won't have to get anywhere near that Jefferson number. Yep. And that's what good teams do. And 49ers, pay attention because
Cincinnati, pay attention.
Yeah,
Cincinnati, yeah.
You got 2 of those guys.
Dallas, Jerry Jones,
God.
pay attention.
Well, speaking of Dallas, Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb has not been spotted at Dallas minicamp Lamb has not been present at voluntary OTAs and is not reporting to minicamp and is subject to fines. Lamb, of course, is seeking a new contract, and he should be. I mean, he was the best receiver last year in football as far as production.
Yeah, he's
Pay the man.
yeah. I don't like you just said. I don't know why you're waiting. It's just only costing you more money.
Yeah, it's the only thing. Like, I think they're gonna sign him. I just don't get the waiting part.
Yeah, like
Other than that, you just don't want to be told when you should.
yeah,
do
like
something.
I'm signing him right. Just sign. He's the Cowboys. For all what we say negative about them, they draft phenomenally.
Killing it.
Like, look, and sign your guys now. Like CeeDee Lamb. If you sign CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons, that makes it a lot easier to lose Dak because at least you have two playmakers on each side that can impact the game.
Michael Silver reporting that Brandon Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel might still be traded before the November deadline. Here's the quote. There's still a chance Aiyuk or Deebo could be traded between now and November deadline if the offer is good enough and or if things have devolved with Aiyuk. I still think one of them's getting traded as well. We all believe the guy should be Deebo, but I feel like it might be Aiyuk.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that, but, whatever. The longer this goes, the uglier it's going to get. Like, there's no reason to draw this out. You saw they just did this with Trey Lance. Got offered seconds and firsts and all this, and they finally had to settle for fourth and a fifth or something like that. Like,
Just the fourth.
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Make a move.
Yeah, and honestly, for much as I don't like the 49ers fans or whatever, Deebo's the definition of a 49er. That would suck to see him on the Panthers or something. Like Aiyuk, I think they're going to move him because I think he wants too much, but I would trade Deebo quickly. Poor Niners.
Steelers, a big favorite here seems to be for everyone. So I think either of these guys could fit on the Steelers and be a nice.
Oh, yeah.
I think Aiyuk gets there. That's a nice thing to grow into with Pickens. Deebo gets there. I think he's a clear.
Deebo's such a Steeler.
Yeah, he seems like a Steeler, right? Okay, let's move on here. Another huge contract. Rating Offensive Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey has once again reset the running back market. 2-year extension with the Niners, $19 million per year. McCaffrey will receive an additional $8 million over what he is scheduled to make over the first 2 years, adding $24 million in guarantees. Christian McCaffrey deserves every single dime of this. He is the 49ers.
Yeah.
He's once again, I think, one of my favorites for MVP. I love Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, number one overall pick in fantasy football this year.
Absolutely.
And last year, you see him on the field, you're like, this is the best player on, and the 49ers are talented. And you're just like, this is the best player on the field right now. It's the 49ers. We were last year saying he was MVP.
Yeah.
Because he probably was MVP.
I think so. I mean, you take him off the Niners, and I think they're in danger of not winning the division. I think they're as good as the Rams, probably.
Yeah. And we saw them with the Niners. They couldn't.
Seahawks.
Yeah, they couldn't really. Well, an argument could be said that they haven't gotten farther with him either, because they haven't won the Super Bowl with him yet. But either way, they are more dynamic and better offense with Christian McCaffrey. Obviously,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I think most valuable to their team, clearly Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. A year ago, we were having running back meetings about how we need to get paid. Running back holdouts and stuff. Now, Saquon gets a huge contract. We saw Derrick Henry get another contract at age 28 or 29. CMC reset in the market here a couple years after we all thought him and his ankles were done. Yeah. I mean, it's awesome, but still, to put it in this context, I think is really interesting. Aaron Marov says you could still argue that Christian McCaffrey is severely underpaid, but since the official position is running back, this is the maximum he was allowed to get. Think about this. The wide receiver market is up to $35 million per year. There are 21 receivers earning $20 million or more. Yet Christian McCaffrey, who put up almost 4,000 yards, 1,100 receiving yards, is just going to be at $19 million. So it's almost like I love Devonta Smith. I think he's getting paid 24.
Yeah.
$24 million a year. He's getting paid $5 more million than Christian McCaffrey.
It's just
that's why running backs are upset.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you have a son, train him to be a wideout, not a running back. Look, Christian McCaffrey is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's not making as much as regular.
He's making as much as low end wide receiver ones.
Yeah. Which is not a knock to either guy. It's just like the running back position does not get paid as well as you think it does.
Wild. Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll get back with teams that we think are likely to go from last to first in their division. Be right back. Okay, we are back, and we are going to list our most likely to go from last to first. Recently, Pro Football Focus put out their top 8 list for likely to go from last to first. Starting from the bottom up, 8 Patriots. That'd be very, very surprising.
Yeah.
Panthers, Cardinals, Titans, Commanders. Top 3 are Chargers, Bears. Number 1, the Bengals. Of course, Joe Burrow.
Yep.
That means a lot. That's going to be the number 1 on a lot of people's list. I wanted to see where me and you are at.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you go first. Give me your whole list starting from 3.
Okay.
And explain each team why.
I'm just saying this because everyone else can put on the list, and it's the responsible one to put is the Cincinnati Bengals at number 3.
Okay.
Burrow comes back. Obviously, if they get everything kind of worked out, even halfway worked out with Trey Hendrickson and Higgins and all that, they're gonna be just right there.
Forgot about Trey Hendrickson.
They're gonna be right there in the AFC title game, but that's why they're number 3. And number 2 is everyone's sexy pick this year, the Chicago Bears. For obvious reasons, Caleb Williams, a bunch of new weapons, Keenan Allen, all that stuff. My number 1 team, and this is gonna. I can hear them. The Carolina Panthers.
Whoa.
Now listen. Last year, the division was won with a 9-8 record. Okay, 9-8. Are you telling me that this team who has spent this
Wait,
off?
wait. Are you talking about Gabe's Bucks?
Yeah. Well, my Bucks. I am also a big guy, but this.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm sorry.
I'm
You go
not
ahead,
gonna
you
say
go
anything.
Part of the reason why this is doable or attainable is because of that division and how it's not. So look, if you go through it, the Saints kind of have just stayed the same. So 500 team. The Bucks have kind of stayed the same. Nothing new, like just the same thing. The only thing that you're worried about is the Falcons. But like we said, we love the Kirk Cousins ad. He's also older, coming off a Achilles injury. Okay.
Yeah.
New head coach David Canale. He's Italian, right?
I don't know.
Or whatever. Either way.
Let me get on that for you.
He's had two different scenarios where he had Baker Mayfield comeback player of the year and Geno Smith. He just creates this environment where he can resurrect a bust first round quarterback, number 1 overall quarterback, and Bryce Young is just sitting there. I think it's all set up. They've rebuilt their offensive line. They've added more weapons. David Legette, Deontay Johnson. There's a real chance, and I know it sounds crazy, but all you have to win in this division is 9-8. They could win 9 games if Bryce Young proves to be what we thought he was with the first round pick, with his IQ, paired with his head coach, paired with a revamped offensive line and new weapons. Very possible. And look, you're thinking, you tell you act like this division has the Niners.
Don't speak for me. Don't speak for me.
I'm
Make
just
your
saying.
point.
Yeah, can I just ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, what's it more of? Is it the team is good or is it the division just sucks?
Well, it's a little bit of both. They've gotten better, and the division has stayed the same. And that division means that the bar is 500. So if you can get to 500, then you might win the whole division.
I want to say real quick, David Canales, Mexican American.
Yeah, there you go.
Currently the only Latino head coach in the NFL.
Oh, he's gonna
Attaboy.
win. He's gonna win.
Okay.
I changed my mind. Go Panthers.
No, it's just they've done the right things. So like your offensive line, I think they gave up the 3rd most sacks last year. They put a ton of money towards that. They had a lack of weapons last year. They drafted a very good wideout. They got Deontay Johnson. I'm just saying, it's not impossible.
I tried so hard to cut you off because my head's going to explode for you trying to sell me on the Panthers for one more second. Please stop.
Okay.
That is insane that you would put the Panthers on top of that list. I was with you on all those, and I followed your logic. And then to put the Panthers on, the Panthers were the worst team in the league last year.
I'm just saying.
The worst.
If I can say, though, if we look at that list and look at all 8 divisions and who's at the top of each division, which one is the most attainable? It's the NFC South.
Yeah, because it's just 9-8 is the top record. So if these guys can just become a 500 team, they have a chance at the freaking division.
It's not the same division as last year. The Falcons are different. The Saints fixed a couple problems. I don't think they're very good, but I don't know if the Saints are better. I don't know if the Panthers are better than the Saints. And we laugh at the Saints. Can you honestly tell me you think the Panthers are better than the Saints?
We had the same conversation about Houston this time last year.
Okay. Maybe they're Houston. Maybe Bryce Young turns into C.J. Stroud. Come on.
Okay,
But Angel was saying though to what you just said right now about the coach having a history of taking guys like Stroud, his situation, and at least making them winners.
You mean like Young?
So now we're banking on David Canales, the quarterback whisperer.
Him. That's his point. I'm saying
he's let Geno Smith and Baker Mayfield back from the grave. He's gotten both these guys contract. I'm just saying he's pretty good at making an average quarterback play a little bit better than average, so he becomes better. If Bryce Young, he's picked number 1 overall for a certain reason. I'm just telling you, like it's just when you see it like from take away last year. It's a new year, new head coach, new regime, same stupid owner, but still, I'm just saying, like, there's a possibility where they're at least fighting. I mean, last season, this division came down to the last game of the season. If they just fight for 9-8, I think they're better they can be better than the Saints. It's just, can they get hot at the right time? This is all basically just, do you believe in Bryce Young? And I'm willing to give Bryce Young one more shot at just being average. If you're an average quarterback in this division, you can win the division. Like you said, Baker Mayfield won last year. He's not a top 5 quarterback. He's just the best in that division.
Yeah. You keep saying they won it with 9-8. They won with 9-8, and the Panthers were nowhere close to winning it. Like, they were nowhere close to winning the worst division in the league. And now all of a sudden they're going to flip a switch. And the reason that this bugs me is because, like you're saying, they are the most likely in the league to go from last to first. I can't get on board with that.
I want to see your list because I want to see who you have.
I got my list. Go ahead. Number 9, I'm saying with you. I have the Bengals, and the reason is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's back on the team, and so that's the reason why they're even on this list. Don't love the drama with the receivers, with their best player on defense, Hendrickson. Don't love all that drama. All that on top of the Steelers got better, the Ravens got Derrick Henry, Browns are getting Deshaun Watson back. They'll get at least a little bit better. It might be the toughest division in the league. That's the only reason they're not at number 2. My number 2, same as yours, the Bears. I think they have the best roster, top to bottom, in the division. Only question is the quarterback, but division's way too tough to be number 1. They can't be the most likely. The Lions are in division, might be the best team in the NFC. Packers are just as likely to win the division, like as anyone else. We've talked about that. I think Jordan Love is obviously ahead of Caleb Williams at this point, and we'll see like him possibly continue to rise up here. My number 1 team, you might hate this, is the LA Chargers. I think they might be the most likely.
That makes sense.
To
Patrick
go for
Mahomes might lose.
No.
Allow him.
You need to shut up. No. You need to shut up because I sat here quietly and listened to you sell me on Bryce Young, pansy ass, and the Panthers. So you need to shut up and listen to me. Chargers. Chiefs are going to coast it again. They won the freaking Super Bowl last year by coasting the year right into the playoffs and turning on the playoffs. They're going to coast it once again. Broncos suck. Raiders suck. Okay, they're you want to tell me a winnable division? How about a division where 2 of the teams aren't going to be competitive? Okay, Chargers now, they have Harbaugh in. Harbaugh's going to play conservative football. You know what is good for conservative football? Regular season wins. They're going to win a bunch of regular seasons. They're going to flame out in the playoffs, but I think they're the most likely because they got the quarterback, all right, who can turn around. They have a head coach that has been successful in the NFL. You want to talk about coaches that could turn around not only a quarterback, but a whole organization. How about Harbaugh? Like, that's the guy I'm putting my money on with Herbert rather than the battery of Canales and Bryce Young. And not to mention, it's just a good roster. Yes, they depleted the wide receiver core, and that's kind of all we focused on. But they have a pretty good roster. I think they're going to be easy, or they're going to be competing with number 2 with the Raiders. And I think they got a real shot at number 1 if the Chiefs are going to coast it again. They're not going to have Rashee Rice the first half of the year. I think the Chiefs are in such coast it to the playoffs mode. Like, that's just where they are right now in their organization. They don't care if they win a division. They really don't care. Get in the playoffs. They have every feeling that they can win it. I think the door is way more open for the Chargers than the Bryce Young and David Canales quarterback whisperer Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, you're right. Patrick Mahomes, that door's wide open, dude. Take the division. You are freaking high. You think the Chargers are going to win the division? Chiefs have won the last 6 years.
Okay,
because of Patrick Mahomes.
No. You're not framing the conversation right. The conversation is not. Do you think the?
Okay,
no. You don't think this is not who you think is going to win a division. This is who's the most likely to go from last to first. None of these teams are likely to win a division. Okay, so that's not, you're arguing against an argument that I didn't make.
The list was who thinks we most likely to become last to first, and okay, I just don't agree with you at all because as a Bronco fan, I watched the AFC West a lot, and the Chiefs had such a hold on this division, and they're better than last year. They've improved their weakness, which is wideout. They improved it tremendously. Jim Harbaugh is fine, a good coach. Herbert hasn't shown what has Herbert shown that he can win that he can win a division.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to allow you to talk about Justin Herbert and how you don't believe he can come back, and then try to sell me on Bryce Young's comeback.
Well, I'm just saying, look, I'm saying Bryce Young can be better than Baker Mayfield. You're saying, well, whatever. I'm not going to say what you're saying. Well, put it words in my mouth. I just don't believe this at all. This is 0% chance the Chargers win it. We should make a bet on this. This should be on the board.
Before we do that, guys, what do you think of the list?
You want to start because I have a lot to say with what Joey just said right now, but I mean you haven't gotten an opportunity.
So honestly, when I was looking at this earlier, I was looking at it from the way Angel did. Which division does it seem is most
okay? Same here.
Open for somebody to take over? I'm sorry, I cannot agree with this with the Chargers take. What Angel said, the Chiefs have gotten better. Like, okay, you said Broncos suck, Raiders suck. They've got the Super Bowl champs in that division.
Right.
The Chargers, if we can all agree, their roster has not gotten any better. Yeah, the coach came in, but you think this is he's here and we're automatically this team, we're automatically taking the division just because the coach came in? I don't see any chance that the Chargers are taking over the division. Even in coast mode, the Chiefs are winning 11, 12 games.
Yeah, too, and it comes down to what you guys both were talking about too. Like, which is more likely to happen? Can Stroud overtake the Mayfield guy, or can
Bryce Young?
Or I'm sorry, can Bryce Young? Yeah, I'm sorry. What did I say, Stroud? Yeah. Can Bryce Young beat a Baker in that division, or can Herbert beat a Mahomes in that division? If that's what the bet is, then Angel's most likely he's going to win that one. And just thinking that the Chargers can make that jump above the, I mean, this is the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not going to not win this division as long as Mahomes is there. That to me just seems like if you're appalled by the Panthers, and I get it because when Angel said the Panthers, I thought that was I definitely don't agree with it, but it makes more sense than saying Herbert, which by the way we talked about before we got here.
Yeah.
Herbert, it's not like he's shown me enough. I mean, that's just my take, but he hasn't shown me enough to even be the second place team in here. I mean, is that at least fair? Like, do you?
I wouldn't agree with that, but yeah, I mean, it's a quarterback-driven league. I mean, in division, you have Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and then Bo Nix and Gardner Minshew. I'm going to go with the quarterbacks.
Right, but Herbert hasn't really shown. I mean, has he shown you enough
but you
to
can't,
where
you can't make okay? Then make that argument both ways. So what has Gardner Minshew showed you? What has Bo Nix showed you?
We're not arguing second place.
I know.
We're not
he made that
arguing
point
then,
to make
though,
that. To make that point of like, hey, Justin Herbert hasn't showed me anything. Okay, well, you got to measure him against his competition, not just in a vacuum. Like,
I mean, we are measuring the competition.
Line up those quarterbacks.
But we're saying like you're talking about if he beats the Raiders on something that's fine, that's expected. You're talking about him beating Mahomes out.
Right.
That's where I'm saying that's not going to happen. We're not talking.
I don't think it's going to happen. But I think as far as likelihood of happening, I think it's way more likely that the Chiefs, like I said, coast the season, right? Don't really care about winning the division as much. Let's just get into the playoffs healthy. I think that's number one on the Chiefs board. Whereas you have the Falcons in a very limited window who are going to go balls to the wall, try to win a division, try to win everything they can to make that contract worth it, make all this team that they've assembled in such a short amount of time worth it. And then you have the actual division winners, the Buccaneers.
Well, you say they're going balls to the wall, but I mean, on draft night, they prove they aren't drafting a quarterback in
that
the top
doesn't mean
10.
that.
I'll also say this. Let's just clarify. They're both wild takes. So I'm not saying one.
Yeah.
This whole concept this whole concept is not anything that's likely going to happen. It's just who do you think?
What's more likely to happen? I'm not going to bet against Mahomes.
It looks like we got a Chargers versus
But how do we frame this though?
whoever gets closer to first place in their division.
It's not like who has the better record. Whoever's closer to
Should
first
just be
place
more
in there.
wins.
No, because
who's closest to first place?
Because the Chargers might need 11.
Chargers could have 11 wins and be in second place, and the Panthers could have 9 wins and be in first.
Okay, yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't pick the Bears.
We both mentioned
that.
We thought you were picking
You know what?
the Bears.
Because like
It's just a division. It's quarterbacks, man. I'm a quarterback guy. I think
and you want to go against Patrick Mahomes?
right,
That's
just
why I
one quarterback as opposed to two quarterbacks.
But it's one
quarterback who could be coasting it, as
It's
opposed
one
to two
quarterback that doesn't
quarterbacks.
miss though.
I'm gonna stop betting against
Mahomes
It's
Mahomes.
only
doesn't
one
miss.
quarterback that needs to be in first place.
That's where the disconnect. Do you think there's any chance the Chiefs are thinking get healthy to the playoffs over winning division?
But yeah, they could do that and still win.
exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
They
Answer
did
my
it this
question
year.
though. Do you think that's a possibility that the Chiefs could coast it to the season to just try to get in the playoffs healthy?
Chiefs could coast it through the season and still win 11, 12
that's
games.
the thing.
I understand that. But the fact that they can coast it through the season leaves the door more open for the Chargers than 3 teams legitimately going for the division in the NFC South.
I think playing in Arrowhead in January means a whole lot more to them than being a number 5 seed or 6. You know, if that were the case, I think that means a whole lot more.
Yeah,
to them. Yes.
I'm not gonna I've seen enough with Patrick Mahomes. This is not just in general. Like I'm just not gonna bet against him. He's gonna win this division as long as he's the quarterback.
I'm not betting. I think he's going to win a championship, but I'm saying he's the most likely to coast. So go against one coasting team or 2 other teams that are going all out just as much as you with better rosters to try to win a division.
mean, all out in that division was 9-8 last year. It could be the same this year. But either way, I just would rather face Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins than it would just one quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. That's just I'd rather beat those three than this one.
Bet. It's a great bet.
We'll see. We'll see at the end of the season that these conversations going to be had so much before you just need to play some ball.
Yeah, and but the Bears though, I have the NFC. I mean, I have the Lions.
I couldn't do it.
I have the Lions like the second best team, in maybe the NFL. So I just,
Yeah.
as much as I love the Bears and I love the roster, the Lions are just and the Pack. They're not even better than the Packers yet.
The reason I put the Bears because it's the question is likelihood, and is it are they the most likely? No, because I mean they have I think what the same NFC South problem, except the two teams they're going against are much more talented. Yeah. But it's, except I mean instead of the Bucks and the Falcons, you got the Packers and the Lions. I just think that's too much of a stretch.
And then the Bengals. That's the. Are we?
Bengals are the team I hated putting on my list.
Wait, are we sleeping on the Bengals? I know
are we sleeping on a terrible season?
Everyone's sleeping on the Bengals, but rightfully so.
They're like right now. You don't know what they're gonna look like.
Nobody wants to hitch their horse or their wagon to that horse.
Because you
I
just
don't even have a horse.
no, because there's so much like. Thanks, Gabe. Gabe is horseless.
Horseless, man.
No, because there's so much that is they've lost pieces. People are mad at like the locker room. I don't know if this has got to affect the locker room when the stars on your team who are getting you to these title games, getting you to beating the Chiefs, aren't getting paid. They're not being treated right. The Bengals fascinate me because I don't know what the hell they're gonna be.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah.
Any hope in the Cardinals at all? Any hope like whatsoever that they could get this division with the drama happening with the 49ers? You guys are pretty high on the Rams, which is fine. I get
Not
that.
a chance.
But I mean, you're getting a young receiver. Last time he had DeAndre Hopkins, that team was the number one team in the league. I think they're 7-0 for their being by my Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
I mean, just a great team.
Murray, you mean they had a stretch where they were the best in the league?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a stretch. They played the whole season as a. I mean, yeah, they didn't win it all, of course. I mean, but I'm saying they were a very good team last time he was healthy. Last time number one guy was there. You're getting number one guy now. I was looking at the numbers from last year. They were, I think, they only won four games last year, but 3 of those wins came when Murray came back to the team. So your starting quarterback comes back, your team starts to win a little bit more. You're reloading the division. Yeah. I'm not saying it's it's,
I do like the Cardinals. Last year, I think they had a bunch of great wins. I think they beat the Eagles. They beat the Cowboys last year. They play hard, and they've only gotten better with more talent. Maybe, but the 49ers are like one of those teams. Just like they're like the.
I will say this much too. Their schedule. Have you seen their schedule next
Cardinals?
year? Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
There's not a chance. They play in the division
But
with.
I do like the Cardinals.
They play in the division with the Niners, with the Rams, and with the Seahawks. There's not a chance.
Oh.
I can't see that happening.
I had no faith in. I was trying to the Patriots. There's no way. There's no way. They're gonna suck.
Okay, let's do this with the Bengals. I think that is an interesting question. Let's try to predict their record right now. Who wants to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay, here we go. Week 1. You
got wins. I got losses.
Yep. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's a loss.
Okay, that's away. Bears. That's a home. So Bucks at home. Sorry.
Okay, a loss.
Bears in Chicago.
That's a win.
Okay. Colts in Indy.
Jeez, good game.
That's
freaking idiot. That's preseason. All right. Skip ahead here to week 1. Here we go.
Great
Here
preseason
we go. At home, season opener against the Patriots.
win.
Okay. At Arrowhead.
Loss.
Yeah, they're going undefeated.
Yeah, they might be. They're Patrick Mahomes.
Washington Commanders at home.
Win.
Yeah. Carolina Panthers.
Win.
Oh, wow.
They only have to win.
Shut up.
They only have to win 9 games.
They're going to beat the Panthers?
They only have to win 9 games. So yes.
Wow, they're going to win Canales and wow.
I don't know how.
Let's move on. We could get stuck there so
Mahomes is
easily.
gonna coast.
Let's get okay. Bryce Young's come on.
Stop.
Baltimore Ravens at home.
It's a good game, but that's a loss.
Yeah. At the Giants.
Win. God.
At the Browns.
They can win. Yeah, win.
Home against the Eagles.
Loss.
Home against the Raiders.
A win.
At the Ravens.
Divisional. Win.
At the Chargers.
I don't know. They're pretty good. Win.
They got a bye before before hosting the Steelers.
Loss.
Then they go to Dallas.
Win. Dallas can't win anything.
Then they go to Titans.
Win.
You got that Dallas as a okay. This is your list. At home against the Browns.
They'll split the series. So I think they say. Did I say a win for the Browns last time? So loss. Yeah. So loss.
At home against the Broncos.
Win.
And then in Pittsburgh.
They'll split it against the loss.
What you guys got?
12-5.
Wow.
Never mind. I guess I'm more. I guess I'm
12-5.
more on board with the Bengals.
Any of those games you guys don't agree with? I think the Dallas. I think
Dallas.
They're losing Dallas.
Well, I don't trust Dallas, but whatever.
That's true. Dallas.
Right?
I mean,
it's just Dallas.
We cannot trust Dallas, and they win 13 games.
Yeah.
We still don't trust them.
Very true.
It's the divisional games that I just maybe they'll just split them because that division's so strong. Like the Browns, I can see them splitting that series. Ravens,
it's so tough.
yeah. It's and as good as the Bengals are, even with their guys back, their rosters across the AFC North are just as stacked and just as good.
Not to mention the problem is also they're playing the AFC.
Yeah.
It's just a gauntlet to play in the AFC.
Yeah, and like last year we added Stroud to this. We got Aaron Rodgers back. It's just like
Crazy.
it's just and then our sleeper offensive player of the year or whatever, Anthony Richardson's in right there, just hanging out with
And
a
Justin
good team.
Herbert's going to be at the top of that gauntlet.
Justin Herbert's gonna kick some Mahomes' ass. Baby.
Mahomes gonna coast through the season.
We need the season to start. We have too much like small talk going. Like
So petty.
there's no even way to win these conversations. It's all
gotta wait
hypothetical.
7 months.
It's just whoever talks last.
All right, I got one more thing, guys. I want to do a tribute real quick to the great Larry Allen, offensive lineman of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
This guy's incredible. I think I have the slides, Jay. Larry Allen played guard and tackle, Hall of Fame class 2013. Played as recently as 2005. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
He played a long, long time. First ballot Hall of Famer, Super Bowl 30 champ, NFL top 100 all-time team. Made 2 separate second-team all-decade teams. That's incredible. 11 Pro Bowls, 6 all first-team pros. This is incredible. Made first-team all-pro at left guard, at right guard, and left tackle.
Yeah, so I heard someone say that he was the best guard of all time, which is crazy. We've had some fantastic guards just in our era.
He might be the greatest lineman ever to do it.
Yeah, and Hall of Famer has the All Pros is what gets me. 6 All Pros. That's not easy to
Different
get.
position at tackle.
That's to go from left guard to right guard,
That's wild.
but to go left tackle and get All Pro. Yeah, and Cowboy legend, and he should. I mean, is he in the ring? He's probably already in the Ring of Honor, right?
I'm sure
He's
he is.
part of that championship team that won it. Yeah,
Even the 2-decade stat. That's
It's amazing.
That's impressive.
so he played to 05, so he's in a Madden game then. So he's in one of
Sure
the
he is,
yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. So shout out to Larry Allen.
Yeah.
Super tragic what happened to him. Condolences, obviously, to him and his family.
Yeah.
Also, a good reminder, man. We had Bill Walton go down, Larry Allen. I think sometimes in this era of sports media, the only way to love on your team is to trash the other team. I'm guilty of it. I'm an Eagle fan, but I'd be a dumbass to not appreciate this Cowboys great.
Oh yeah.
So go out there, love all the NFL because these
Yeah.
guys are all amazing. They're not going to play forever. They're not going to be on this earth forever. I remember growing up, my favorite offensive lineman. Do you remember that? Yours? Mine was John Runyon.
Offensive lineman.
John Runyon, Philadelphia Eagles.
Ryan Clady was the first one that I was like Broncos left
Ryan
tackle.
Clady.
Yeah.
Yeah, go out, love these guys, man. I just want to say a good go football.
Yeah,
Go football.
And we cannot wait to see you again, man. Oh my God, are these Sundays
Can
boring?
you imagine?
God, and yeah, I just can't wait for even when I see training camp clips, like you're starting to smell it a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Just 92 days until week 1. That's our show for today, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Episode 131. We'll be back next week with 2 kind of different episodes. Won't tell you how, but 2 episodes next week. Make sure you tune in for that. Also, don't forget to use our bench code here in the description. We'll see you.
Peace.
Bye.